Okay, so let's start today's session. Well, hello and welcome everyone. So this is actually session two, so live session two. I think 50 people have joined today's session. Okay, great. So hello everyone, good evening. And so how was the last week? So can you tell me on the chat how was the last week? So how it all went? Because I think okay, so some of you have saying great, good, okay, great. So we did some activity, a lot of activity we did because we started learning few new things like HTML and CSS. And there are some other activities like I introduced 150 days of coding challenge. I don't know if how many of you have, but I have adopted or started doing that. Okay, so I will talk about these things one by one. First thing is that the active participation, because guys, in the first session I said that this is not a program that we are holding offline, right? This is an online program, right? So as you can see right now in the chat in the this today's live session, only there are 48 participants. So I think some of including some of our coaches and others mentors are as well. So as you can see, we have started with 100 of you. Okay, and at the end of this week one, right now we are sitting at 50, around 50 or 45 mark. That is the mark. So what I am saying is that this is a self driven program, means we can always mentor you, we can always guide you, but you are the one who will actually drive the program forward, right? So that is why the active participation from your end is very much required. So we every day we will give some templates through which you can perform some tasks. So we can say you will learn something, you will have to push some code or something like that. So those things are there, but you have to show active participation from your end also. Otherwise what happened, because there are 1,000 people who applied for the internship. Okay, and if you are not actively participating, if you are not completing daily assignments, then that means you are depriving the others who have, this means you got the opportunity, right, to do the internship with us. So that means you the 900 people that whom we rejected in the very first place, that so it's that chance could have been for them. If you are not participating properly, say the 49 people have joined today's session, so the 50 people are not participating. So if so I'm not blaming you guys who are joining this session. So I'm saying whoever has not joined, it may be your friend, then you can send the words that if you are not participating, then why you have applied for the internship program. Is it something that it is not you are not getting enough value from this program? Then you can always come back to us, say I have expected something and I'm not getting what I have expected, right? So you can always come to us and let us know. So if you have any friend of yours who has also enrolled for this internship program and they are not participating enough, so they are not doing the daily task that we are giving you, so that does not make sense actually. Okay, so at the end what will happen, so by the rate that it is the number of students are decreasing, I think only 20 or 25 people will left in the end. I can think so. So after end of 2 months, I think many people will drop after that. So I think 20-25 people will stay. But remember one thing, so we have a tracker system. So whoever is whatever activity you are doing around the system, because we everything is getting tracked, right? So whenever you are submitting the assignment, whenever you are pushing your code, whenever you are publishing your post on LinkedIn, so everything is getting tracked, means we are holding a record of everything. So that's why we will grade. So whenever at the end of your internship, whenever you will get the certificate for completion, at that time those things will be mentioned there, right? So if someone does exceptionally well, then that person's activity or whatever will reflect in their certificate, right? So that's why I'm asking, so active participation from your end. So, and even if you have some friend, then you can just spread the words to them that they just take this program a little bit more seriously, because we are spending our time from our busy work schedule, we are spending our time to mentor you guys, to coach you guys, right? If you have any problems, so the coaches are always there. So they are always listening to your programs, their problems, and they are solving, they're trying to solve your issues, right? So if it is not, sometime it may be it possible that it may not work, some solution may not work, but that is the very rare case it will be. So because if you have any problem, if they cannot solve, then they will always come to me that hey, this is the problem that I cannot figure it out. So I, in that case, I even myself check those problems and try to solve them one by one. Okay, so the active participation is the first thing that I would like to say. Then second thing is that the 50 days of coding challenge that I have introduced this idea, because it is I want you to take this challenge, because it will create a habit of coding. Because every day if you write some sort of code, it may be some 2 line of css, it may be 4 line of html, but you do that thing, you do write some code, it will make the habit, it will create the practice. So to write those 10 lines of code, you will do some research of 15 minutes, right? So that is another thing, is learning, which will go in the background. Am I right in this case? So who is interested in 50 days of coding challenge? So every day, every single day, you have to do some coding. Okay, so it is not something that I'm saying you have to publish that code to GitHub. So you do some coding, you just make a LinkedIn post that I did this thing. This is my day 1, this is my day 2, this is my day 3. And one thing to remember is that you cannot skip one in any single day. So at least at the end of the day, you should do a LinkedIn post that yes, so I did this thing, and this is the summary of my work, and this is I'm accepting this 50 days of coding challenge. So this is the the basic thing that I'm asking to you. So I'm not asking you to push your code to GitHub. I'm just saying whatever code you have written, it may be something that you worked on your resume. It may be you have worked on a weather application. It may be possible that you are building a complex application. You build some part of some one or two module of that large project. So you just publish that whatever you did for that day. At the end of the day, say in the evening, you just do a a LinkedIn post. Say I have accepted this coding challenge, this 50 days coding challenge, and I am posting for day 1, I am posting for day 2, day 3, right? So I introduce this challenge to create a habit. You're getting? So who is interested right now? 50 days of coding challenge, who is interested? Okay, okay, Tanvi is saying okay. Okay, Ronit. Okay, so I need this excitement. So we are doing this for you guys. So you have to show the active participation from your end. Yes. Okay, so many of you are now saying yes, you are also interested, right? So we are doing these things for you only. So we are reviewing your code, the coaches are giving you feedback. So so I think some of you have already know, right, that whoever has posted on LinkedIn, who posted on LinkedIn, that about the resume task assignment I have given. So I will come to that part later on. But third thing is the weekly assignment. Yes, the assignment was given this week. That was the resume part, which was the assignment. So you have to build your resume and upload it in the GitHub, and then you have to post do a LinkedIn post, so saying that this is my URL. So this is my week 1 assignment I have completed, right? So there is another weekly assessment test which we have given, I think, already yesterday. So today is the last day. So who have not completed yet, who have not appeared for the test yet? So I have given the test link and the access code you require. So to remember, tonight is the last day to appear for the test. So tonight at 11:50 the portal will close. So try to do not wait for the ending hours, those last few hours. So you just after this session, if you have not appeared yet for the assessment, you go there. There are 20-25 MCQ questions which you have to answer. You go and answer them. So this is it. So we will get the score from there. We will keep it for ours we'll keep it with us for later assessment, right? So who have not completed, who have not appeared for the assessment test? Anyone pending? So because before starting the session, I have seen there only, I think, 25 of you have appeared for the test. So remember, I will not extend the date for that, because that I was supposed to complete this assessment test before Sunday. So today we are sitting on Monday on week 2. So I will not extend it another any single day. So if you have not completed yet, then you rush to, after this session, you rush to the website and then you complete this that test. This it will take mostly 15 minutes. So all of them are basic MCQ questions. Even I think some of you have already answered in a quiz session, right? So if you have not completed, go there and complete it first. Okay. So, and the last part is the Linux. So I said some of you have tried to install Linux. Okay, Nikhil said haven't completed yet. Okay, we'll complete. Okay, great, Nikhil. So that is a great gesture that you have accepted that you have not completed. Even some of you are there who have not accepted yet, right? So you have not participated, or you have not appeared for it. You have not accepted yet here. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, Sandra is saying yes, me sir. Okay. Okay, so you, after this session, you just go there and go to the, you follow the link that I have given and use the access code and to appear for the test. Okay, so the last thing is that why Linux is important. So I see that Linux is something which, if you are now today, you are a student, right? So whenever you will come to this professional world, so whenever you will join some company, it may be my company, it may be some other company where you will join, maybe where we will help you to join, help you to get placed in some other companies. So that is not a commitment that, but I am saying the top 10 who will be with us till the end, till the very end. So we will do all the activities. Okay, so for them we have something special, right? So we have something which is called, you will get the opportunity to work on the live projects. And if your profile is good, then we will approach some of our clients or some of our peer companies who some, even whenever we have published this thing, say we are doing an internship for 100 people. So many companies, they have contacted us, say if you are getting a good candidate here, then you can forward that resume to us. So we are assessing, though, that's why we are means making the, we are whatever activities we are giving every day. So it is depending on that only. So it is on that aspect only. So that means after end of this 2 months, you will be able to work on a company from the day one itself. So there you don't have to go through another training session. So this is you can consider this 2 month of internship as your training session. So this is a very, I want to keep this training program very intense. Okay, so are you ready to take the challenge, guys? Are you ready to take the challenge? This 2 months of challenge, you have to stay with me every single day. Okay, so it is not going to be like that you will get some relaxation or something like that. So it is going to be very intense. So every day we will ping you, we will ask you to do something. It can be a single Facebook post or single LinkedIn post, but that activity you have to complete. So you have to show that kind of, that level of commitment. Then only we can, then only it will be rewarding for you also, right? Ready, guys? So I was talking about some. So I think some of you have completed this assignment, this resume assignment, I think today, because I have seen some of you have contacted the coaches that you had some sort of campusing thing. Okay, so who has such problem in last week? Who has such problem, who had some campusing and could not finish the assignment on time? I think some of you have. Okay, Kitty is saying, okay, Divya is saying, okay. So do anyone have such problem on the upcoming week, maybe next week, this week too? Anyone has any problem regarding any pre-scheduled task? Okay, okay, so many of you are saying that. Okay, so if anyone has an issue, say I have week 2, I have something blocked, so you can let me know on the chat, because okay. So some of you have, yes, some of you have contacted me. I am not directly, and some of you have contacted our coaches that you have some campusing tasks. So that's why you could not finish that assignment on time. So that is fine. So for week 1, that is fine, because week 1 we are just getting started. We are just getting used to these rules, the new rules that we are going to set. Okay. So some of you, for all of you, I have asked you to do a LinkedIn post, right? So who has done a LinkedIn post? I think some of you have completed the GitHub part, but you have not posted on LinkedIn. Who has posted on LinkedIn? Read, yes, you are saying I have posted on LinkedIn. Tanvi, Shreyans, Ankit, okay, Somik, everyone is saying posted. Buddhadeep, yes, I know. Okay, so has anyone has seen advantage of posting on LinkedIn? Who has seen advantage? who has seen advantage that yes, you are getting some sort of traffic to your profile, so you can rush to your LinkedIn profile. So there you will get one section in your profile that yes, Buddhadev is saying getting reach, more views. Yes. So profile view will increase dramatically. It will increase. So once you start posting something, it will increase. Vinith is saying yes. Vinith posted every day. I think I follow. I think whatever post Vinith is doing. So I'm checking that thing. Okay. So he has, I think, more reach. Okay. So Ronit is saying yes, the reach has increased. So that's what I am saying. So in the next slide. Okay. So for some of you, I have taken a screenshot. I think Shayak has posted on LinkedIn. So see, in one day he has got 13 reactions from the community. So some of it may be possible that it may be you can see some of our faces, some other coaches are there, but you can see some outside people are also connecting, right? So same goes for Ananya. Ananya has got 19 reactions. Okay, so it may be from our team and it may be from the outsiders. They even commenting on that on their profile. Then Anushri is there. I think Anushri got the most of the reactions, the 22 reactions she has got. And another thing is very important. She got 7 comments. So Anushri, are you here with me? Anushri, are you here with me on the session? Okay, I think she has not joined here. Okay, so this is the impact you can see, guys. So they have got such impact, right? So 13, 19, 22, these kind of reactions they are getting. And if they visit their profile, so in LinkedIn there has another option that where they compare the weekly views with the so if you are sitting in this week 2, so you can come there, they shows the comparison with week 1. Okay, so you can see there is a say 100% increase in profile views. So many people are visiting your profile. So this is the impact. Okay, so and do one thing. So few people have, whenever they are they are writing their Facebook post, so I said they to mention Geogo, because what happens then only we can track those posts and we can comment, or we can give our reactions to that post. So not only giving at the rate Geogo will work. So you have to mention, you have to keep you have to look for one thing, is that whether Geogo is coming in the drop down, and then you pick Geogo text solutions from there. Same goes for Scout Live. If you have, say here Shayak has included Scout Live at the rate Scout Live to his post, that means if I go to the Scout Live page, I'm Scout Live page's admin in LinkedIn. So if I go to that page, then I can see the activity from there. That's why I asked you to keep all these two mentions. And even Ananya has mentioned me. So that's why even I get direct notification. Yes, so all of you, all of them have, I think, mentioned me. So in that case, I got direct notification from those people that yes, they are mentioning you. Then I can review their work. So I can go to their GitHub account. Then I can give my reactions there. Right. This is the importance. So everybody understood what is the importance of this social media post. Your reach will increase. This is the one thing. And there are certain other tricks that I will share with all of you. Okay, so how you can grow your profile. Say you will get hundreds of visitors every single week, you will get hundreds of visitors. So I will share with the trick how you can do that. Okay, and second thing, whenever people are visiting at your people are visiting at your profile, so keep 2 or 3 things very important. One is that keep your profile picture very professional. Okay, so it is not like a party dress you are wearing and you posted that picture. So many students do this thing. So even I did that thing when I was a student. But this is a professional network, so you keep a very professional photograph of you on your profile picture. Another thing is that I was just checking few profiles. So there is a one cover image section on LinkedIn, right? So someone is say in that cover image is also very important. So cover image, you can share what are your qualities, what are the skills that you know. So you can create a cover image there. So you can directly go to this canva.com. So there you have option to create LinkedIn banners. Okay, so say LinkedIn banner. If you search, So they have some certain designs which you can use. You just edit those text, you download this image and post it on your LinkedIn profile, right? So that's how you will get a professional banner image. So these are the 2 or 3 things. And another thing is that you keep your title, profile's title uh, proper. Okay, so like for in case of Shayak, I think he has a little bit better title compared to others. Ananya do not have any title yet, and Anushri has not a very proper, I would say. So these are the few basic things that you need to look for, because when I was visiting some of your profiles, I think someone has written uh, in his cover image loser. So that itself is a very negative word whenever people are visiting on your profile, right? So if you are even self-declaring yourself as a loser, then how people can interact with you? Okay, how people will come and get some confidence about you? What are your work? All right, so I have given that advice to that person. He connected with me. She sent a connection request. Then I told him to just remove that word from his profile. Okay, so all right. So who will do LinkedIn post from now onwards? So whatever work you will do a LinkedIn post. Who will do that? Are you with me? Yes. Abhishekta is saying yes. Me. Who else is there? I want response from all of you guys. So if 59 of you have joined, I think 55 of you have already, you are these students. I want, so if you do not have a LinkedIn profile, then go create one. It is free of cost. Yes. Yes, everyone, guys. Everyone has not typed yet. Everyone. Don't be lazy. Type the message. Yes. Great. So this is the impact, guys. Everyone who has done that, they have seen the impact. If you are feeling shy that my profile or my code is not good, or my GitHub accounts presentation is not good. So if you are thinking that, then I have said on one of my I think a Discord post that perfection is a crime. We should not look for perfection. So let it be imperfect. Let it flow through these channels. Okay, whatever content you are producing, let it come to the world. They will decide whether it is garbage or it is a very valuable thing, right? So don't shy, don't do a self declaration by yourself. Okay, so next we will move forward to a Q&A session. So here I will take questions from you. If anyone has any doubt in any section, whatever you have learned on HTML, CSS or web tech, what is the basic of web tech? So if you have any doubt or questions, then you can ask. Okay, so I will wait for some time. If you have any question, then you can drop on the chat window, then I will answer. Anyone has any question, guys? It cannot happen that you do not have any question. That means you are not studying properly. If you do not have any question, that means there is something is wrong. The question should come on your mind, whether why it is happening, why it is not happening. If you are facing some trouble, then you can let us know. Okay, guys, drop your question. I will get some water in the meantime. Anyone, any question? Has anyone? Okay, so she is saying something. I had some problem to edit my picture as circle one. Oh, Sashi, this is not a technical problem. This is a problem you are facing on an, I think, LinkedIn. You are facing such issue. Okay. So when to use relative, when to use absolute? Yes, of course, this is a good question. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, you were saying some CSS. Okay. I had some problem to edit my picture as circle one. Okay. Set the border radius of this thing, set the border radius 50. Okay, so I think Sashi, I will come to your question first. So if you have a picture and you want your picture to be a circular one. Yes, so whatever Avishikta is saying, you can set the border radius 50. So you have, so you see your peers has given answer. So the Discord channel is for that only. You do the discussion.
Hello.
Hello.
Abhishek, I received an unmute request. I was busy.
Sorry.
Nothing.
Okay. So Avishikta has given the answer. Next, when to use relative, when to use absolute positioning in CSS. So Angad, now what is the pronunciation? Anag, right? So so when to use relative positioning? Say you have two elements. So two elements on your okay. Let me give one example. So let me go to one website. So is my screen visible to you guys? This Canva website you can see. Yes. Okay. So now let's consider there are two elements. This picture is there, and there is another div which has a title or a heading, and there is a paragraph, right? So now say these two are here on side by side position. So these two are on the relative position. Means this image is related to this div which has a heading tag and a paragraph tag, and this one also relative up to this picture. So this is how the relative positioning works. And okay, okay, and the next thing is that you can see one and I would say, let me check for another example of absolute positioning. Absolute positioning, for that maybe I will get it on Flipkart. Go to some mobile phone. Let's see. Okay, so can you see one thing, that can you see this wish list option? Wish list option is there. It may be possible that this wish list option is on the absolute position, because it is inside this image container where there is a background image. It is there, background image is perfectly fine here, and they're saying whenever the product page will come, this wish list option will appear in this position only. So it is on the absolute position for this whole container, right? You got the point? Or maybe, okay, so I will give, so I have to prepare another example if you are interested in that. So I will, in the next session, whenever I will hold the session, so I will, let me take a note for this one. I will give you a more proper example with coding. Okay, so here only I can only show you the example and Q&A. So I'm taking the question, which is absolute relative position. Right? So this is the question that I am taking. So I will give you an answer next day. Means not, I will give you another more proper example next day. Okay. So Reet is saying, is there any cheat sheet of CSS sizes? Because it is trying setting a size and checking also EM, REM, PX. So when to use what? Okay. So you do one thing. There is no such cheat sheet that I have found. This is mostly the practice that you do and how you work. So what you can do is, you can use as a standard, you can use pixels, px. Okay, so percentage is something when it is used, say I will come to that part. Whenever you are doing a responsive design, in that case percentage plays a major role, because say for this one, say this app bar the Flipkart have, the primary nav bar. So it is a height, it is a width 100%. Means if I would expand or collapse this thing, so every time, so if I would give us fixed pixel, then it would take the fixed pixel size. But when if I am increasing and decreasing the window size, it is adjusting accordingly. That means it has a width of 100%. Means whatever the window size it will, if the device has, it will cover the whole 100% width. This is when we use percentages. Okay, so there is. Okay, so Anag is saying when to use Flexbox, when to use grids. So I will come to that part today. So this is the advanced CSS what I am saying. So Flexbox is something which is introduced in 2017. I think it was more standardized on 2017. So where people have introduced CSS Flexbox to do a better to manage positioning of content. Okay, so if you have 2 or 3 divs and if we want to arrange it some certain order, then Flexbox provides some beautiful rules or beautiful techniques which you can use to keep space around those containers and to align those items as per your need. So this is when the Flexbox comes to picture. And when do you use grids? So I will come to that part today because this is today's discussion. So that part is there. Okay, so any other question anyone has? Any other question anyone want to post? So you can let me know on the chat, so I will pick the questions from here. So maybe if it is not possible today, then I will tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, maybe next week I will come back with an example. Okay, so let's start with the advanced CSS. I think you have all started with the basic CSS, right? So you have completed the basic HTML first, how the HTML, how to structure a basic HTML document, how to add paragraphs, how to add styles to it, how you can add the images, forms, and all, right? Everyone has completed. Who has completed HTML? Let me know who has completed HTML. Ronit have said. Okay, so many of you have completed HTML. Yes. Okay, so who has started basic CSS? Me. Ronit is saying he has started. Who has started basic CSS? Who else? Who else? Guys, not let me know. Who else has started basic CSS? Okay. Okay, great. So you have started basic CSS. Fine. So how many ways you can add a CSS file to a HTML? What are the different ways? So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, give me those two techniques on the chat window. So what is type 1, type 2, type 3? So yes, inline external, internal external, inline internal external. Okay, I think I think you have studied it well. So okay, great. Anushri has joined right now. Hi Anushri, why you were late today? Okay, internal, external, inline, right? Fine. How many selectors are there on CSS? How many selectors are there? So what can not don't write 3, just mention what are the selectors. How you can select an element from CSS. So how you can select an HTML element from CSS. So if you are Tanvi, if you are writing 3, then just let me know on the chat. Okay, class ID element. Okay, class ID element. Fine. Okay, so how you add style for a class-based selector? How you start writing CSS for that? Okay, using dot. Yes. And for element selector, I'm saying direct element. So some of you has written hash. So hash is used for what? So when we use hash is for ID selector. So yes, I think you have studied it well. Okay, And what are the other topics? So let me open that sheet, my sheet. Where is it? Uh, Internship program. Okay. So what was the other things? Okay. And okay. So who has created GitHub account? So who is pending for GitHub account? So everyone has Git set up on your systems. Git is ready. Okay. Fine, Git is ready. Then I have shared one hour video on Git. So who has watched that? Who had that patience to watch this 1 hour video? Who has completed that video? I have shared it on Discord. So that was a very, very good video that you will find. Who has completed? Okay, so Abhishekta saying she has started only. Okay, fine. Who else has seen how you can use Git? So you haven't done that, right? So you are just following some certain okay, Avirup is saying started. Okay, anyone else has started? Because that is a very comprehensive, yes, okay. That is actually honest. Anjali is honest that yes, she is saying that I will watch it today. Fine, that is also, that is a very good gesture that you are showing. Okay, okay. Sir, actually, college provided a sheet, okay, which I follow. Okay, no, what I'm saying, Ronit, why I'm saying you to go through that video, so you will get a detailed understanding, not only the command, so how that whole version control system is working. Even if you consider that is a very complex software. So if you are considering Git, if you were just writing Git in it, your Git repository is ready. So within seconds, right? So that is a very complex software, and how they are doing that thing, how you are committing your message, how the versions, different revisions they are managing, so how they are managing the merge request. So everything, if you want to know in detail, so if you go through that 1 hour video, if you give that 1 hour of your life to that video, so I don't think for next 1 year you will ever forget. Maybe for your even for whole career, if you will ever forget what is Git and how I can use it. So if someone asks you a tricky question, so if you appear for an interview and they ask a tricky question, so you will have a very detailed understanding of how Git is working. Okay, so that's why I am asking all of you guys, just give 1 hour of your life to that video and go and watch and that video on Git. So you will get a very detailed understanding. So you thank me later. Okay, so after watching that video. Okay, guys. So that is it. Another thing is that what was there on the last week, set up basic GitHub account. I think most of you have created. Okay, selectors, colors, and backgrounds. Anyone else? Hello? Anyone wants to ask anything? Fine. Okay. So CSS selectors, you have completed CSS. Okay, so people are joining even now. Okay, great. So who have worked with fonts? Who have started work with fonts? CSS in CSS. Fonts you have started? Okay. Okay, some of you are saying is started. So have you checked Google Fonts? Google Fonts, who has tried? So you do one thing, you go to Google Font. They have a very good list of fonts available. You just import those fonts in your project and use those fonts, right? So fonts is fine. And have you created a form in HTML? Who has created a form in HTML? Say it can be a like basic login form, or it can be a sign up form where you have email ID, password, your name, plan for next project. Okay, login form you have created, great. Okay, so in form, so there are methods, right? So say you have to submit the form using a get method or a put method or post method. So how we will write that method in a form element? How you define the method in form element, because you have to submit the form using, no, you have to submit the form using say get method or a put method or a post method. So how we will define that in a form? Yes, I think Sharyans, you are saying is right. Form action is something. Okay, so what is action in a form? Sharyans? No, Ronit is not form type submit actually. What is the action in a form? You know where the form will go. Yes, it is the form in that form we define where the form will submit. So if I place a submit button there, so where that form will go, so who will process our request, so which URL will process our request, that is the URL that we define in a form. Okay, so I think some of you have studied form, and next one thing is which was there, that is HTML CSS git. It is fine, and add CSS to HTML. Okay, so I think you have completed basic things. Tables you have completed. I have asked questions from in the quiz session. I think some of you have completed. Then it is fine. So most of the cases. So I think if some of you have yet to appear for the test, I think you have completed. You just go appear for the test today after this session, and it will be great. Okay. So let's see what is a responsive web design. So anyone has any idea what is responsive web design? So we'll start with this topic, today's topic. This comes under advanced CSS. You have, if you have completed basic CSS, then the responsive web design, Flexbox, and these concepts later it's come on. So animations. So I will talk about these techniques. Not I will go into detail implementation that we will learn in the session, whatever tutorial you have. Okay. So what is responsive design? Okay. So I think some of you have already know, right? Okay. So it is support, it should respond to adjust according to the size of the view. Responsive means it looks neat in different screens. Yes, adjustable in any device. It will show perfectly in tab mobile PC. Okay, works on different screens, mobile first. Adjustable view in any device. Okay, so I think some of you have already answered what is responsive design. So responsive web design is about creating web pages that look good on all devices. So yes, all of you are correct, compatible with all devices. Mayank is saying compatible with all devices, right? So we have to design some web page which will look good in all web on any kind of device, right? Our responsive web design will automatically adjust for different screen sizes and viewports. So what is a viewport? Anyone has any idea? What is a viewport? Anyone knows what is a viewport? Yes, I think Vinith, you are correct. Viewport means the visible area of a web page. This is a viewport. So if you open a website in a certain device, so which part is, so how much portion of that web page is visible? It is called the viewport. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so you can set a viewport using a meta tag. So some of you have you encountered, have you ever written any meta tag on HTML? So what meta tag does? What is meta tag? Okay, Abhishekta is saying exactly don't know. Then it is fine. So viewport is something. What is the viewport is the user's visible area in a web page. So viewport varies with device and will be smaller for mobile phone and it will be larger on the computer screen. Uh, so before, before when there were no mobile or tablet devices, then the web pages are designed only for the computer screens. But later when these different type of devices comes in, when it came into the picture, then the concept of viewport is introduced. Okay, so okay, so anyone is saying what is that okay, someone is saying what is provides meta. Okay, so I asked for meta information. So what are the meta tag does? Meta tag, it actually provides some meta information regarding the HTML document. So whatever HTML file you are writing, so it adds some meta information to that web pages. So but I have a question. So for whom they give the meta information, because the meta information are not visible to normal users. So if I visit a website, say here, if I visit Canva, so they have certain meta tags in their HTML. So if I would inspect, so on the head section, I can see meta charset is UTF-8, as I have asked this question on the quiz session. Say what is the default encoding type? What is the default encoding type for HTML? You said UTF-8, it is correct. So as you can see, there is a meta viewport. What I mentioned here. So meta viewport is set here, and the second thing is there are certain meta properties like Twitter card, description. Okay, so here there is a name, meta property, FB, app ID, site ID, title, everything is there. So why meta tags are important? What is the importance of meta tag? To browser the process the web page to certain context. Okay, you are right, Ankit. But meta tags are mostly written, or we add this meta tags because we want our website to be found on Google, right? Yes. So yes, so I think someone said yes. Yash is saying SEO. So what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization. So if I am creating a website, so whatever resume you have created, if you want Google to find and index that resume page, okay, so then you have to add this meta information. So here you will give your description. So what descript meta description have? So meta description, you add description of your web page. Say if you have created your resume, so in this meta description you give a simple string. Say, hi, my name is Abhishek Jana, I am a student at the CCT. This is my I have this skills, I have this, that I have language I know. So these are the few basic things that you can add to your meta information. And from that meta information, the search, when Google will come to this website, it will crawl through all the tags that is the available on the web page, and it will find that meta description from there. From that, it will pick the information, it will save in the Google's server. So when from next time onwards, when someone will go to Google and search with your name, and that finds a search with my name, Abhishek Jana. So that in that time, Google will say, hey, I have some information available in my database. So it will then show that website at the very beginning of the, or a very first page of your search result. So this is how it works. Okay, so meta information provides helpful information for the search engine optimization, right? So search engine optimization is actually a very vast topic. If you want to learn more about it, and maybe that is not a discussion for today's session, maybe we will discuss it in future. So I will give a brief introduction to what is search engine optimization and all. So there are certain techniques and tools that you can use to optimize your web pages, and what will happen so that web page will properly visible to your search engine, right? This is the importance of responsive web design. So let's see one example. So what could be the example? Say I will try with this Canva example only. So as you can see, we are expanding, you are increasing and decreasing the size. So it is, you are saying that it is properly adjusting it there. So now there in the Chrome, we have a developer tools, right? Who is aware of the developer tools that we get from the inspect element? So if I right click here on the web page, on any web page, if I do a right click, so if you do inspect, so that kind of tool will come where I can see all the source code of this website. So who is using this tool? Who is using this tool every day? When it is saying is using, okay, Ankit is saying using. Who is using this inspect element tool? This is a very helpful tool. If you want to become a full stack engineer or a front end engineer, then it is your first tool which you will get in your browser, which will help you every day to write CSS, to inspect element, why certain behaviors are not working. If you are working in JavaScript, then it will show you. Okay, so let me show for some of you. You are saying that sometimes you work. Let me show the power of this platform. Okay, so what you can do here, you can see all the elements, right? So now see, we have certain design here. Okay, and I want to copy this design in my web page. So what I will do, so there I have an inspect element tool. So here I will select that tool and I can pick any element on this web page. Say I will pick this one. Okay, so once I click this one, on the right hand side you can see, can you see my screen? On the right hand side, uh, okay, so on the right hand side I got this particular CSS codes for this div, right? I got particular CSS code. So now if I want this, what is the background gradient color? So I can dig deep into this part. Say I have this section. Just a minute. Let me see where they have kept this. Okay, so what you can, as you can see, this background image, whatever gradient image you were saying, it is there on this gradient image they are using. So if you want this image, you can just copy this URL from here and you go to a new tab here on the browser. Say here I will go to this new tab, I will paste that. So as you can see, you have this image right now. You can save this image on your web page, and you can apply this similar CSS whatever they have written here. So you will get the similar thing to your website, to your resume. Say if you are building that. Okay. So that's how you can inspect all of the CSS. And the fun fact is that we can also change the properties here on the right hand side. So it will change live. So say the width is 100% here in this case. So if I would reduce it here, say the backgrounds width I am reducing 60%. So I have done 60%. So it will work here. So till I refresh this page, right? This is live reloading you can do. There are other things like you can check the console. So what will happen? So if you are working with JavaScript, so in this console you will get the any kind of error that is getting produced in the JavaScript code, or if there is a network failure or something like that comes, so it will print on the console. This is the JavaScript console, right? And there is another sources tab where you can see all the sources that this specific web page has. So it has font from, as you can see, it has font loading font from Google, and there are certain other statics. They have CDN that is providing those images and other stuff. So you can see what are the contents, what are the JavaScript file is there. So you can also read all of the content of those files, though these are minified files. You can see, as you can see, you can see all of the source code that is available here. Now the interesting thing is that there is a network tab. So now say you want to filter all of the images that this web page is loading. So how we will get that? So you just do a refresh here. So you will get all of the images that is getting downloaded here. If you like any image, say you want this icon, so you can check it from here. So all of the images are getting loaded here. So you have to check it from here. So you will get the URL of those file. We can paste the URL on your browser and you can download it and use it on your project. Okay, this is so who thinks this tool is very powerful? Is it powerful, guys? If it is powerful, then type powerful on the chat if it is powerful. Is it powerful? This tool is powerful. Yes. Okay, very powerful. Great, Shikhar. Okay, so we have already 1 hour. We have started. Okay, so then this is the example. So anyone has any question? So responsive design is something which I think your the course whatever I have given you, it will follow that to that part. So how you can design a responsive website. Okay, so the next part is that very important thing, which is the grid layout. What is a grid layout? Okay, so grid is a system. You can note it down. So grid is a system for organizing the content on the web page. Okay, and to create alignment in order. So people are joining even after an hour. Okay, so this is the basic definition of grid. So what is grid? I will show you properly what is grid and how it works. Okay, so the second point is that grid forms a basic structure or skeleton of your user interface. Okay, And third point is the designers use website grids to make design decisions and create a good user experience. Okay, so I think it will be better if I will show an example. So I will go to this website. So what are grids? So if you consider, if you go to any website, so if you go to this website also, so you will see this whole website or whatever web page is there, it can be divided into columns. So as you can see, it is not properly visible here. Let me share you another example. Say I will go to Flipkart. Okay, so I will go to this mobiles section. So as you can see, this whole section, say from here, from this part to this part. So we can divide this whole layout using columns. Say columns of, say we say by default there are 12 columns. Okay. So say for this one, okay. So how I can show you? So can you see this screen here? So as you can see in this image, so this is a website that is in the background. Okay. And these pink colors columns are there. Okay, so as you can see in this website, so the so every element is consuming some sort of columns. It can be 2 columns, it can be 3 columns wide, it can be 4 columns wide. So another, let me show you another example. Okay, so this is how the columns look like, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6, then 12, up to 12 column this web page has. Okay, so we can divide every element, so we can compose different elements with different columns. So if you consider for this web page, say this filter section is has 2 columns, and this whole right side this panel, this one has 10 columns. So total they sum up to 12 columns. And in we can have gaps in between columns. So as you can see on the on this image, so if you are having 2 different columns, then you can have gaps in between them. Then if I go to another page, so this one also has, here it has 2 columns, and here on the right hand side it has 10 columns. So if I go to a detail page, so here you can see for this web page, it may be possible that here in the on the left hand side, it is consuming 4 columns, and here on the right hand side, it is consuming 8 columns. So that means 4 plus 8, 12. So this is how you. So another thing is that, so inside this part also, if you check, say for highlights section, so you can also divide this small section into columns. So the whole section you can divide in separate columns, and these smaller sections like this one, say this one has 2 columns here. So if you consider this whole section as 12 column grid, then inside that you can define, so this is 2 column, this is again this part is consuming 5 columns, so 7. So this part is consuming 5 columns. That means 5 2 plus 5 plus 5 to the total whole 12 column it is taking. So I think it might sound a little bit confusing, but whenever we will introduce you with Bootstrap, so whenever Bootstrap will come into the picture, Bootstrap is a framework which you can use. Just a minute, let me go to their website. This is the framework that we will use in future, in maybe the coming week, where we will define responsive UIs using Bootstrap. So you can use Bootstrap. They have a very good example of how you can do layout of your code. So there you have called this whatever grid I am saying. So let's see this example. Okay, so let's see this example of. Okay, so as you can see, this is the HTML code, right? Everyone can read this HTML code. So now they are saying, so this is a row. Okay, so this is a row. So this whole thing works in a row column format. So I'm considering this is a whole row. I want to divide in 6 by 6 columns. So on the left hand side div will have 6 columns, and on the right hand side div will have 6 columns. So this is how that like how it happens. Like it has this column attribute here, and it has another column. So there are 2 columns that I am defined. So column 1 of 2, column 2 of 2. Okay, so this whole 2 columns is composing this row, and on the bottom half, so I have Say I say here I wanted 3 columns. So how you can divide? So this will take 4 grid, this one will take 4 grid, and this one, the last one, will take 4 grid. So 4 plus 4 plus 4, so whole the 12 grid will come, right? So these are the equal. So okay, now if you want, if you want this middle section, you want it to be wider. So how you can do that? Say for this one you have written call, and this one you have defined that call of 6, mean it will take 6 grids, 6 columns from there. So this middle section will take 6 columns. So what will happen if it takes 6 and we have 2 other columns, that will take 3 and 3 columns, and on the last it will take 3 columns. When and the sum up, it will sum up with total 12 columns, right? This is how the whole grid layout works. Okay, so the interesting thing is that whenever it will move to a smaller device, you can say on smaller device, this column 1 of 3, it will take whole 12 grids, whole 12 columns. You can say this 2 of 3, whatever this column is, this section is there, it will also take 2 of the whole 12 grids. Okay, so that you can define for the variable content width. So like it is saying for large devices, it will take 2 columns. Here it is saying for medium devices, it will the width will be auto. So like that, this responsive, this whole grid thing comes. So whenever we will start with Bootstrap, there we will do some hands-on experience of how this grid thing is working. So here I'm just giving a brief introduction to the concept, so how this grid and this responsive design is working, right? So if anyone of you has any question, then you can ask here. Anyone, guys? Anyone has any question? Okay. So once we start this thing, implementing this thing, then we will get more clarity to these things. Okay. So next part is that CSS animations. Yes, with CSS3 you can write animations. So animation lets an element gradually change its style from one style to another. So you can change as many CSS properties as you want and as many times you want. So the key to use CSS animation, you must specify the keyframes for the animation. So maybe I will try to show some next day I will share with some example which you can see to. Okay, so if I go to W3 schools also, they have some certain examples. Say yes. So is this example you are seeing here, like, so on the page load, this specific dips is coming there, then is rotating and coming back to this first initial position. So this is the CSS animation that you can do. So they are changing the position, they are rotating the thing, and you can even change the color, you can even change the shape. So this is the very important thing. So means if you want to do animation, this is how you can do that. Say you want animations like so on hover, mouse hover, you want to change the background color, but you want to, if you do not want to do it instantly, say you want to take a 0.3-second break, so it will be very subtle whenever people enters to that position. Then after 0.3 seconds the background color will change, and whenever it will leave that it will move the mouse or the cursor from this position, then that again that background color will restore to the initial color. So that's how the keyframes work. So there, this animation duration is important, because with animation duration we said how much delay that it should do, and how much time it would take for the animation. And here I can define delay. So say I can say that after 1 second it will perform the animation, right? Iteration count means how many times I want to perform this animation direction and other things are there. So this is the thing which is very properly and neatly described in W3 schools. So you can go there. So normally most of the browsers are right now they are supporting. So previously it was not supporting. So right now they have given it properly. Okay. So this is it. The keyframes is very important. The keyframes states that the how the status, how the uh, style of the element will change. This is how the keyframes we define. So I have already shared the example. One important thing that comes to the picture when we talk about responsive design, which is media queries. So anyone has any ideas with media queries, what it does? Anyone has any idea with media queries? What is media query? Anyone, guys? Anyone has any idea? What is media query? No. Okay. Okay. Sharians is saying, so don't learn yet, sir. Okay, fine. Ronit, that is fine. So media queries is something which is introduced in CSS3. Basically, it is in what it does. Using media queries, we can write different CSS for different mobile screens. So as I have shared on the left hand side, the grid system. So I said, so whenever I will move to a mobile device, so if I open, say in the, if I inspect this thing, and so here I have not shared this thing. So here you have one toggle device toolbar. So if you click that thing, so you can view the specific, any specific website in a mobile view. So here you can also define the mobile model number. So I have Moto G4 selected. So here you can select iPhone. Here you can select Pixel to Excel. So this is how the Get Bootstrap page looks like in mobile device. Okay. So see, if I open this navbar here, so this navbar comes like that. But if I would disable this thing, so as you can see, that for normal web page, you see navbar on the top like that, right? So what media query does, through media query, we can write how this specific web page will behave in certain smaller form factors, some smaller mobile phones, right? This is what media query does. So media queries can be used to check many things. It can be used to check height and width of the viewport. We can also check height and width of the device, orientation of the device, whether it is in the landscape. So in case of for mobiles, it happens. So if you are on the portrait mode, the site looks something like this. If you move that mobile phone on the landscape position, then the website may look something different. This is how the media query helps us to how our website will behave. Okay, so I will give you a simple example of media query. So how I can define a media query here. Let's see example. So here I have given. So here is the example of a simple media query. So like how you can define, say, so media query starts with @media. Okay, so then I am saying that it will depend on the screen size. Okay, and for minimum with the 480 pixel, the body background color would be light green. So let's test this through example. So I will share the code. Okay, so I think let me share my VS code here. Okay, so everyone can see my screen here. VS code is visible, guys. VS code is visible. Great. Okay, so I will write inline CSS. So here, not inline, I will say means whatever this in this file only I will define the CSS. So I will add the style tag. So okay, let me go and check whether this page is visible. uh, what is the URL? Localhost as CSS. Yes, this page is loading properly. Okay, so now let me just copy this code from here. Okay, so I will not copy it here, so I will just write it here. So inside style, so I am writing @media screen. Okay, so media screen size, and I am saying max width is 480. For max width 480, I'm writing this code. Okay, so what will happen, I will start the curly braces. So say for mobile screens up to 480 pixel, I want the body background color, sorry, body background color to be say blue. Okay, and for the normal web page, I want this body background color to be say cyan. Okay, as it is visible properly. So I am saying if it is a normal web page, then you set the background color to be cyan. So if I am saying if it is a if oh sorry, is there? Oh yes, sorry. So if it is normal web page, I mean say people are accessing from normal traditional laptop or desktop, then you show background color cyan. If the device is max width is 480 pixel, and you show this color blue. Okay, so now if I go to this page, I would just hit refresh. As you can see, it is working properly. So for normal web pages, it is cyan. So now let's move on to inspect element. Okay, so no, not inspect element. I will try with reducing this width of this screen. Just a minute. Okay, and as you can see here in this part, you will see the pixel numbers. Okay, so it's 800 pixel, 600. Yes. So at the very this point at 480 pixel, it is turning 481. It is turning like this. At 479, it is turning its background color to a deep blue. You got the idea how media query is working? Is it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful, guys? Everyone? In case of in place of min device, you can also in case of max device, we can also place it with min device. Means anyone any device up to 480 pixel, it will show certain css, and below that it will show certain css. So here inside this loop, you can add as many, say for body you have written, for say for h1 tags. So if you have a h1 tag, you want its color to be red. Okay, and on the right hand side, if you have any h1 tag, you want its color to be say green, right? So this will work properly, I guess. So again, if I go to this page, so for larger screen, it is showing green. For smaller screen, it will turn to red. This is how the media query works. So this is the demonstration. So there are all other properties, you can define it here. So say if you want to hide certain elements, say if you want to hide this element on the smaller screen, say if you want it as display is block, and for smaller screen you don't want to show this item, say you want display set to none, what will happen? So for larger screen, it will show. If I goes to the smaller screen, it vanishes, right? So this is how they Bootstrap did this thing, right? So for the larger screens, they are showing this navbar. For smaller screen, they are hiding the navbar and showing this mobile menu. For in case, so you can see this mobile menu icon here. For larger screen, it will vanish, but for smaller screen, it will appear. So this is how they are doing this whole thing, right? This is a great thing, right? This media query. So media query is backbone for all the responsive design. So whatever grid lines we are defined for mobile devices and all, so everything is powered by css media queries. So it was powerful, guys. Media query is powerful. Is it powerful? It was powerful. Okay, great. So next thing is that, which is a css flexbox. Maybe I do not have much time today, but I will share some example with you. Maybe next day I will prepare such examples. So what flexbox does, and I think it is there on your whatever the course I have given to you. So they have defined flexbox very well with example. So if from next day, if you have an issue, then you can come to me. So what I am saying, the css3 flexbox is something through which you can within a container, you can organize content in a very clean and sophisticated way, right? So it is for arranging the items inside a container, so in a very clean way. That is what this statement is saying here. Okay, so flexbox example, I have certain examples. So here, if you go to this website, this css tricks website, so they have given certain examples here. So this is what they are saying, the container. Okay. So inside that container, you have certain elements. These are called items. Okay. So to declare anything as a flexbox, say you have a class selector here. So I think I will zoom in a bit. So you have a class selector here. So first you have to declare it as a flex. Okay. So you have to say it is a flexbox. This is the first thing. Okay. Second thing is that what is the flex direction? So there can be two direction. Normally we use two direction. That is, either the items will be placed in row wise, or it will be placed in the column wise. So the flex direction is either row or it is column. Okay. So now let's say and another thing is that, okay, so which is Justify content. Justify content means, so you have certain elements which you want to show it something like this. So if you have a whole flex box and you want all of the element at the very beginning, so what you will do, so you will write justify content as a flex start. So what will happen? Justify content flex start will show the items here. So if you give justify content flex end, it will show the content here. But you imagine there is no such flex box. So how we will do that? So in that case, you have to write, say this position is this item's position is this. You have to align it right side. So it is very difficult, and the css file becomes very cumbersome if you do not implement flexbox. Okay, so if you want to everything justify on the center, then you can do it like that. If you want space in between the items, so you can write justify content space between, space around, space evenly. So these are the options that's there, right? Similarly, there is aligning options. So the aligning option, what it does, you can similarly you can do aligning in case you are you want to show an item in the flex start, flex end, and the flex center. Okay, so this is the whole documentation link which I will share on the chat window. So you can always go to this documentation and refer to this URL if you want to learn more about flexbox. Though flexbox will come to your whatever course I have given from the Udemy course. So there they will discuss about that course, they will discuss about flexboxes. Okay, so after that, this is the all basic and advanced topic I had in mind, so which you should learn in future, and maybe in upcoming 1 week or 2 you will learn about them. Okay, so if you face any problem and any challenge, you just drop those questions on the Discord, guys. Discord is now becoming a one-way channel. We are communicating with guys who are asking if you are facing any problem. So if you are facing any problem, then you come to us and ask. Okay, so you utilize the full power of Discord, right? So the very last section of today's topic, which is introduction to JS. So yes, JavaScript is very important nowadays. So what I said, what JavaScript adds to a HTML page, in last session I have said that what JavaScript adds to a HTML page, why it is important, why JavaScript is important. It is a brain. Yes, Shashi, you are correct. So JavaScript is a brain for our HTML. It thinks how components will interact with each other. Okay, so how we can pass, how we can take data from our separate server and show here on our web page. This is how the JavaScript works. Okay, so it makes our website interactive. So these are the popular JavaScript libraries or frameworks that are available. So like this is the logo of, I think most of you have seen. What is the logo of this one? This one I'm pointing out here. It looks like an atom. So what is the logo? React. Yes. So everyone knows React, right? So React was developed by, anyone knows who developed an open source React? Reed is saying Facebook. Yes, you are correct. So Facebook has developed React for their internal purpose, and whatever Facebook website you see, it is developed and deployed in React, right? So in this 2 months of this session, we will learn React. So how we can use React. First, we will start with this basic HTML, CSS. Then we will move forward with the few basic JavaScript knowledge we will gather, like JavaScript objects, JavaScript loops, variables, how you can write your first API call in JavaScript. Those things we will learn first. Okay, so then we will move forward to Node.js. What is Node.js? Anyone knows what is Node.js? Anyone, guys? Anyone? What is Node.js? Node.js is a backend for, so Node.js is a backend which you can write in JavaScript. So previously we used to think, whenever we were a student in 2010, 13, so then at that time we used to think JavaScript is only for this front-end part. It is only used for this form validation. But JavaScript we can do more with JavaScript. So right now in today's world, we have Node.js, which is available, and you can use Node.js to build server-side applications. We will use Node.js in this 2-month training program to build our first API, right? Node.js is something which uses Chrome's V8 engine to run on server. Okay, so and nowadays if you are developing something on your local system, say if you are developing React.js, so in that case you need to have Node.js installed in your system. Why? Because they gives the power of npm. What is npm? Anyone knows what is npm? NPM, anyone heard of NPM? Yes, node package manager, right? So NPM is node package manager, means it is a set of libraries, right? So the libraries which we'll use day in and out in our application. So if whether we are developing a React application or we are developing an Angular application, so we will use those NPM libraries to extend functionalities of our applications, right? So what is the last, this one is this logo. Can anyone recall what is this logo for? This V. Yes, I think so. I think you guessed it correct. It is for Vue.js. So this is not part of this session. So similarly, Angular is not part of this session. So whatever we will discuss. But one last and very old framework, which is nowadays even it is in use in most of the applications, that is Jquery. Jquery is a framework. You can say it's a library that is built on top of JavaScript that I have used for many years, and I love using jQuery even today. Though we are using this React and Angular and all those things Vue, so jQuery was there, and jQuery is still now used. And you will find any kind of library of any kind of interaction you want in web. So you will find such similar libraries in jQuery. So jQuery is a very vast thing. So we will, even in this course, we will try to touch jQuery and learn few basic things of jQuery, how we can use jQuery on our project, what are the selectors are available there, how we can write functions. So those things we will cover in today's session, not today's session, in this two months long, this 8-week long session, right? So this is how jQuery plays an important role. So in this week, I will give, from tomorrow onwards, I will give you the templates for learning. So where I will complete first these advanced CSS concepts like these CSS grid lines, CSS media queries, and responsive design. Then later we will move forward to basic concepts of JavaScript. I will learn about the loops, arrays, the functions, the variables, how we can iterate through the application, how we can iterate through the loops, and then how we can debug our JavaScript application. So those are the basic things which we will learn. And later on Thursday, we will have a quiz session in the afternoon, where I will come with few questions, 10-20 questions, which I will ask to all of you. So you stay prepared for that. Then there will be weekend assignments, so which you have to do. And then one thing that you should not forget: do code every day. Take this 50-day supporting challenge, and take the challenge, and take this and take an oath, right? It's an oath that you have to take. Yes, I will do code every day. I will practice code every day. Whatever, I will dedicate my 8 week. Say we have 7 weeks left. This is the next 7 week for this program, and we will make it a success. Right? I want to see all of these 60 participants who are here. I want to see all of 60 of you at the end of this 8 week to be with me, and to I want all of you to be a very confident, successful, confident, and whatever project we will build, through that we will build the success stories, right? So I want to see all of you at the end of this 8 weeks journey. So right, everyone. So are you ready to take the challenge, right? 50 days of coding challenge. Are you ready for that? Once again, are you ready for that? Yes. Yes. Okay. Someone is saying there is a fire. Sticker. Okay, great. Okay. So thank you, everyone. So this is it. And this is today's session. We have come to the end, and we will hold similar session on next week on Monday. So make this a routine, that every Thursday or Friday we will have the quiz session, where I will come live quickly on Discord channel only. And on the Monday, maybe at 5:30 or 6, so that I will define on that day only. But every Monday I will come for a live session, where I will only introduce certain topics. Okay, so you have to go deeper on how things are working. So, and if you have any doubt, then I will clear on the Discord. So this is my LinkedIn URL. You can go and you can follow me on LinkedIn, because there I post very regularly. I post contents on the latest topics like API, React.js, and the web tech. So I post topics. I write also Medium. I write also article on Medium. So you can go and follow me on LinkedIn. From there, you will get all the details. Right. So thank you, everyone, for joining. If anyone has any question, then you can ask one last time. Anyone has any question? Anyone has any question? Okay, so okay, fine then. If you have a question, then you can drop on the Discord. Then it is fine. I will try to answer. Thanks to all of you for joining the session. Thanks to all of the coaches who has joined. Aditi, Prashanjit, whoever has joined, Akhila, Kaushik, and I don't know. I think Sharath has joined or not. I don't know. Okay, so fine. Thank you, everyone. I think it was a great experience talking to all of you guys. So see all of the few 60 people of you who have joined. So thank you once again. Bye. So have a great day, and don't forget to appear for this assessment test. Okay, so if you have not joined yet, if you have not submitted the test yet, go there, submit your test on time, because I will not extend it for any further day, because we are already running in a delay. Okay, fine. So everyone, have a great day, have a great evening. Bye.